Hide them, bitch. Hide them, faggot. Fucking faggot. You know you getting fucked fast, you don't mind. This new world, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Where they at? Where at? Yeah, this. Come on, let them come on in so they can look.
Now watch time and space rock the great matriarch, whether his name or dark creates the spark, ways the heart that's our sun ray, my art make the patriarch.
Keep probing, keep probing.
Saviors I fix, marks,
keep probing.
Time and space rock the great matriarch, whether his name or dark creates the spark, ways the heart that's our sun ray, my art make the patriarch. Most social media saviors I fix.
Let them probe too.
Knowledge what is when the run and base I rose up, took a shower, purify my arc field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumped. Done some curls for sure, up more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and heal, pound the pavement. Sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman in jail. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace left or war cry, whatever the relevant lay of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math, a humble beast is still a beast, now feel the beast wrath, rain fire upon them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them, destroy this de facto government and its forums, establish big lost household, she may restore him, the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake, marks once we make knowledge more is when time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake, marks once we make knowledge more is when run and base rock the exposed. Note this yourself, quit plan, hit the gas, this shaft is called, my turn, take the risk is fast, most of them vaccinated, with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for bricks in their cash, session, watch videos with other subliminals, read programming weirdo, shrunk menstrual shows, the lands contaminated, fruits and like minerals, the water, and skies are fried, liquid chemicals, technology, get me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats, for my best option, contemplating which bar will to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh salt water. I'm on the front line, ex-martial spot. I happen because of her, well she's the best sport. A great matriarch, whether it's the dark creates this spark, waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks must remain, knowledge one is when time and space rock the great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Saviors are fakes, marks must remain, knowledge one is when the run and base rocks. Praises to the Most High.
They are bullshit.
All praises to the great patriarch. Honor and respect to our ancestors. Jah, you've always had a father. I love your flow. Fish your fire starter. The cause of your glow. But the trail I've blazed, I pray you turn from it. The hell I've raised, I pray you don't burn from it. The work I put in, I pray that you earn from it. The mistakes I've made, I pray that you learn from it. You my splitting image, little darker, little taller. I'm a shot caller, though you just a little baller. Little chief, I'm still teaching you like he got game. Like he reaching you despite me, lock and chain. Like you're speaking true, you ain't lots of pain. I feel the releasing of lightning and drops of rain from the sound cloud. You sound like me, the crown sprout, but unlike me, son, you haven't turned down loud. Smoke screen, which surrounds you, shrouds your sound. My shout allow your genius to astound the crowd, my beloved. You scintillate profuse, you my beloved. You resent fate, Do ventilate, truthfully, you my beloved son, and who I'm well pleased. Okay, showing your vision is reasoning in my descending when filming your intuition extends. The lenses felt when your cinematographic flashes of your scripted class get your inner magic, dramatic action mixed with vivid aspects, master surpasses the average glass, stretches the facet through the scope of life's Kodak UC classic. The question you have is mathematics, please ask it. Son, Earth's a classroom, so put your hand up and last boom, you already know the answer. I pray to God to give me another chance for the love of my life, my wife, just a romance in the misconception, no time but second guessing. It's that say you knew who was who through a reflection that she showed you of me many years ago. Special features presentation appears to show you my beloved. You scintillate profusely, you my beloved. You resent faith foolishly, you my beloved. Do ventilate truthfully, you my beloved son, in whom I'm well pleased. Now Samuel, I am you. Now for sure that the signal is inscribable or deprogrammable. From a look up to a lion out of my bloodline. Don't give a damn, no, love you as if you was mine. I'll be the first. Forgive me for my absence. The most I sat me down to learn patience through abstinence, amongst other lessons. Perfect by craft and talents, balance of our legacy in the Black Hawk's talents. Face adversity, overcome all challenges. Generational wealth for the next generation to us. Can't make the same mistakes of past tenses. Then let's create it after we've tried. Relapse this type of atmosphere. Redirect the fire, recalibrate the energy to propel us higher. And sovereign, obsolete, authoctonus, niches. I look at all three of my sons. On God, I see me, you my beloved. You scintillate profuse, you my beloved. You resent fate, foolishly, you my beloved. To ventilate truthfully, you my beloved. Son, simple, I will please.
Even brother, holy shit.
The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This is called to my ancestors. Read the land of their savage. Turn our sides to head gestures. Whether we feeling advanced pressure. Some destroy each clan better. Plant and the devil to stand the weather. It should must be band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. Stealing is to conquest the doors. Liberians, traitorous wars. In the ride as friends to us. Whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traders. Missionaries, Islamic Christians with dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Those warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for trees and both. I expect more from those who want to conquest except war. It didn't bring women during the invasions. The minds were rape. Miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation, which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carnegie Bush, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcia Brooklyn, projects and hoods. When we were pushed in Cali to Florida, Harley Cushion, despite the terrorists, never ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Years I shot the sheriff meeting, shut my field, kept me red, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no look. Behind the back pass with flare, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. True for the matter, they were cannibals. Strikes, unclean, religious strikes. Evidence tangible, check the handles. I bring heat, this piece flammable. Feel free to critique this canicle. If your brains deeply manacle, release your hit, treat it devil. Used to be Hannibal, I talk Black Hawk, fighting the line down, cheese back with both this big muscle drip up to tussle with. Uncle Sam, big brother, and his clique. Put that on Abraham and Esther. It's a must, we band together. Blend in the devil, stand the weather. Sound strong, each clan better. Whether we feeling the man's pressure, turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of damn settlers. This is called to my ancestors.
No, I'm saying it, brother. I guess they're doing it again, huh? Whatever.
And a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all. That's what my music's about.
I guess maybe they're trying to think they can get under my skin or something.
So only people that scared are the oppressors.
Always trying to probe, always trying to be tactical and goofy and dumb. Stupid. Excuse me, stupid. Yeah, son is hot. I'm gonna go in the gym. I want to do this right quick. Go in and get about a good 45 minutes. 10-minute walk, about 35-minute good workout. I've been reading the crap out of this thing. It's coming apart.
So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the dawn daylight. We gon' let them out, so gon' pass the kite. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no way lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender.
This world is such a, when I say this world, I don't mean it ideal since I mean
I'm cool, dog.
it's such a.
I want to read this one first.
Everybody back off. You know, everybody's like taught that from school. Everywhere, big business, want to be successful, want to be like Trump. Gimme, push, step, crush. That's how it all been. It's like nobody ever stopped.
Can a lion and a wolf merge? No. Each has their place. No, each has their place. It's like a man and a woman cannot merge. One can't become the other, and the other can't become now. No. But they can walk side by side. It's already decided. It's not even about decision. It's natural order. Can the moon and the suns, the moons and the suns, they're put in a specific place. Let's say that objectively, they're satellites. By the term of definology, what they want you to believe a satellite is, then that would dismiss natural order. That means that they were put there by us or some other intelligent life form. Could it be so? It's plausible, but that would step out of what we consider natural order. Until something defines it completely, it has always been there. Until something comes along and regulates. Like I stated, when I look at the sky, whatever y'all think the sky is, I don't see what y'all see. God was asking me earlier. He says, "How do you gaze at the sun for 10 minutes?" Just like I'm talking to you right now, looking at you. That went over his head. He didn't get it. He said, "Okay, what does that mean?" I was like, "Dude, sometimes you got to do the work, man." And he walked away scratching his head. I don't know if he was about to stomp somebody. It's not what it's about. There's no ego to stroke. It's things have their place, and then there are things that have a predicament or come from a predicament or just supposed to a predicament. I'm not saying this is factual. As I stated, until something with total fluidity comes and shows that This is not the front of the tablet. I mean, this is not the back of the tablet. This is, and if this is the front, we will continue to see this as the front and this as the back until something comes along and makes black red and red black. You know what I mean, beloved? Anyway, let me get started, okay? So, I'm taking my last chew of today. It gives me a little, so I don't have to. A young lady gave me this over at the lake. I was watching some boys fish, and she gave me this. I saw a guy yesterday taking a pre-workout that's up to 300 grams of caffeine. That's freaking crazy. This is half of that. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I have a heart attack? No, ma'am. I mean, it wouldn't do that, but I don't need to have jitters in this burst of energy that comes and goes. I'm like, if you can't do it naturally, then you shouldn't be doing it at all. People think that, well, caffeine, well, it does in a way burn, I guess. You do enough of it. No, give me my green tea and I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. But let's get into it. So, as y'all know, when I was reading the other day, y'all heard me read about the 49ers, right? You know my Uncle John Amos, who buried not too long ago, played with the Kansas City Chiefs. You know my Uncle Lonnie, buried about 12, 13 years ago, played with the Denver Broncos and Denver Nuggets. And my second uncle, kind of like cousin uncle, remember Herschel Walker? Y'all know who he played for, and we're going to stop there. We're not going to go through everybody in my family who played with the NBA, NFL, and all that crazy stuff, okay? But y'all remember when I was reading, and you remember, that's why I say y'all's AI, because I ain't got nothing to do with no artificial God. I literally means God. And you don't have to like it, you don't have to hold on to it, you don't have to believe it. Righteous T, what's happening, bro? What's happening, family? Y'all recall, it said the gold mining, well, the 49ers originally started with the so-called blacks, the Negro. And what happened when it was found out about them finding gold? You got to remember the World's Fair. Remember they had that big, what do you call that? We get on and it goes round and round, and they had it in England and, you know, at the amusement parks, right? Ferris wheel. We invented it. I can read it to you. It's right there in black and white, yellow and white, and brown and white in old text. But we weren't allowed to be in this city as far as what they had consummated a relationship as far as new. But you had the Native Americans in there, and you had all these others, and you got to remember they were coming by the droves, besides the ones taken from Alaska, because they were left there by the Russians. Remember, they all worked together, conquering Hindustan, conquering this place, conquering that place. We were attacked by all countries. After they were subjugated, they attacked us, and they are still here attacking us in ignorance now. Because you know that many are being subjugated and going to be put down. That's how the Zios, what do you want to use to call it? They if you know the history of the show, you know, what they do is they use you up and they get rid of you. That's just what they do. I'm not here to make believers, okay? And I went to check the AI so I can pull up another document that I saw years ago, and this is what the goofy said, the goofy AI. They made the AI as dumb as dumb. The idea that the original 49ers were authoctonus people who faced a hostile takeover by Europeans is based on a literal but inaccurate reading of the name. Did I not read? We read together. When I read, you read with me. Who the 49ers were? That's like if you ask it, who are the leprechauns depicted from? It doesn't even talk about the Trois there, like Louisiana, Mississippi, which Memphis would be the head, where Satan fell, you know, in the fire, where Satan fell with the parents that they eradicate. They made this AI stupider than a mother, and I guarantee you what they want to create, it probably knows. Anyway, but look, people who face a hostile takeover by Europeans is based on a literal but inaccurate reading of the name. What's the name got to do with the facts? It conflates. the history of the California gold rush. The authoctonus inhabitants are not Native Americans, yet before any Europeans' arrival, California was home to hundreds of thousands of diverse indigenous people. The AI wasn't so stupid they would know about the certain black people who got the rights back to the land because they're autochthonous, not native, not Mexican blood mixed or whatever. All right? Yes, one of our sisters, a couple of brothers got thousands of acres back after years of fighting these bastardized Zios who didn't have no right. Right now, land patents and beyond, you have a right to every acre of this land, not Gates' fallacy with that worthless dollar that ain't working and all the other stuff. It's meaningful in this time, but it's worthless because they're doing away with it. They're just pumping it out to keep y'all docile. All right? Anyway, California was home to hundreds of thousands of diverse indigenous people. Their cultures were well established and have thrived for thousands of years. No kidding. With grand cities and everything. Now, as far as the Spanish colonization, what y'all forget is from 1769 to 1821, which would be from roughly 7 to 800, all right? Spanish mission and presidios, forcibly by way of the Vatican, resettled and enslaved many indigenous people, killed many of the men, and raped the women, subjecting them to harsh labor and devastating epidemics of European diseases, parasites. Spanish soldiers, because you got to remember the Spanish flu was created over here, it was an inoculation, all right? Spanish soldiers also killed non-conforming indigenous people during this period, mostly the men and elders. Yes, old folks. And all the darky babies, as was written in a book. So, during the period. Now, looking at Mexico, because you remember, LA was re-established by a black leader from Mexico, who, when he got done with his term, he went to Mexico and established LA, a black motherfucker. All right? Spanish missions and presidios forcibly resettled and enslaved many indigenous people, subjecting them to, remember, these were Moors and all that other shit, Berbers and all that, the new ones, subjecting them to harsh labor and devastating epidemics of European diseases. Spanish soldiers also killed non-conforming indigenous people during this period. All the graves in California, have any of y'all taken the time to go look at some of the places where they built buildings and they all keep finding, they say, oh, these are African slaves, and there's, why are there so many burial grounds? The Africans became slaves in California. And those are the only burial grounds to keep digging up? How can people be so stupid? Anyway, so the Mexicans ruled from 1821 to 1846. You know what period that was. Anyway, after Mexico won independence from Spain, California became, because there were uprisings, there were Chinos, there were all kind of people there who was just done with it. The murders and everything, because they were still doing it. Bloodlust is a mother sucker. A Mexican territory, the mission system was secularized, but much of the mission land was granted to powerful ranchers who continued to exploit native labor. Black slave. U.S. annexation and the gold rush, 1846 to 1855. The United States, which is not America, took control of California after the Mexican-American War in 1848. Gold was, they were chasing who? The Seminoles and some of the Yamasee. That's right. And the Mexicans said, well, if you go over there and if you could kill them people, you can have it. Do you know who they were talking about? And there's a book on it. If you want to get into Chinese slaves and white slaves, you can't make this stuff up. All right? Now, that is correct. It's literally telling the truth, but it's conflation and this, that, and other. AI is full of shit. Excuse my French, I'm sorry. All right? The Mexican-American War in 1848, gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill, close to Negro Hill. Triggering a massive migration of prospectors in 1849 who became known as 49ers. No, they were calling the Negroes the 49ers because it was 49 of them that once they ran them out and took over. Then you had hundreds of thousands and the Jews setting up camps and encampments, setting up fool's gold and selling shovels and pickaxes and dynamite. AI is a fucking reject. I guess that's the only way it'll be able to kill a whole lot of folks acting like a freaking idiot. So anyway, let's go back over here. Unbelievable how they make this thing so stupid. Oh. not the mathematical code of human body. Oh, y'all would like to hear that, right? This is an old one. Mathematical code of the human body. A mathematical model of the human body by Ernest P. Havenaut. Well, we're not going to get into that right now. Something you might want to pull up for those who like to read like I do. Well, let's go to downloads, and let's go back over here. The word aborigine means from the beginning, like authoctonus is the origin. Inside it. Come on, dude. That's the point. Not the Arctic home innovators. Damn it, I just had it. Why is it doing this? I was on it. I know it didn't move it to the bottom. That's not what it does. Call Grace, right? That's weird. My PDF. Let's go to my PDF. Let me stop playing. All right. Hidden Tyranny, Harold Wallace, Waldenthal. Member who pays dues to an actively Zionist organization. Definitions have everywhere since the Jewish homeland became a reality. Zionist propaganda always been based on accepted with the false assumption that the Jews or Israel, making Palestine the Jews' land, and that they only need help to. Same thing they did here. I was going to read all that. I'm not going to read it all. When it comes to historical facts and history, they have to write out you. Now, it's well known Native Americans weren't gold diggers or miners. But I can tell you this, in the 40s and 50s, they had them over here in the Navajo Nation, they had them literally walking around picking up uranium off the ground. Why was uranium so abundant on the ground? What happened beforehand that it became that way? Why is that we stayed as far away from it? Nobody wants to know real history. Just like birthright citizenship. It applies to the new Europeans coming over here and some black people to establish something to make them part of the land based on the United States corporation. We could never be U.S. citizens because we are by birth citizens to the land. So when you look at Martin Luther King, I have a video on my blog with one of the guys who tells you that there was an African there who was an agent, worked for the CIA. Besides Jesse Jackson dealing with the FBI. All right, we have been traded every front, and there's nothing legal about any of it. And if people want to know the truth, they have to go deep to know the truth. The original 49ers were melanated people, us. Because it was 49. Not the 49 parallel, because the 68 parallel is where I'm at right now. They want Moors. There's no documents anywhere that states this. This is the mind-boggling stuff of all this. Birthright citizenship belongs to the pale skins and a handful of melanated people that came with them and Native Americans. It never belonged to us. Never. And if you, it is, I know it's hard to find this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, don't worry. They have wrenches. Yeah, see? Yeah, look, you're wasting your time looking stupid. Anyway, because that's what you do. If you want the truth, you have to go and you have to find it. And it's all over the place. It's in everything. Even in Helen Blavatsky's and the Master of Ancient Wisdom, it discusses some of that. As far as the Book of Tartary, it talks about that, the reset, talking about the different places, California, the gold rush, what was really happening, the children, how they were used as they grew up until death, and then they took their children, because you got to remember, over in Germany, all these different places, there were children roaming the streets. Where were all the men? We're talking about before World War I. And y'all ever watched the movie The Psalm? It's mind-boggling that people don't look at these things and take it into account for everything that happens. And literally in the movie The Psalm, it tells you that the Germans are fighting the French and they call them the Bolsheviks. And it was the Bolsheviks that betrayed Germany in the First World War and the Second World War, to which they had already won. And there was still a lot of melanated Negroes there fighting, but they'll show you Negroes on the French side who would be those of the Lost Tartary of South Africa, who at one time kept the desert devils at bay, the cannibals, the wild men of so-called Africa. Yo, what's up, DJ? This is mind-boggling that people don't look at these things and say, wait a minute. That's right. You can never be a citizen, my brothers and sisters. I don't care if you look damn near half bright, white light, goddamn next to near white. If you got our bloodline in you, that means that's where you come from, and you are not a citizen. And everything that's out there belongs to you. I am not attempting to change what they've done if you want to hold on to it. I am not some whistleblower, save the world, blah, 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 blah. I could care less. I wouldn't mind if this thing cracked open and swallowed everybody up. Excuse my French. Yet there's still hope. That's the reason why I do this, for the few. You know what I mean? And I guess they figure for the few, then we're going to give it to the few. You know what I'm saying? Mamelukes, also, aka Buffalo Soldiers. Bam. And I know a lot of them. I used to hang out with them over in Jersey. The bikers, oh man, we used to get into it and talk before the Eagles game. You know what I'm saying? Oh, don't let it be Buffalo and the Eagles when I was a Buffalo fan. Jeez. We always in the Waffle House and on the side where the bar is at. Chairs get the flying. We were cool. We were tight, all military. But chairs did get the flying on the other side. Them Puerto Ricans and them Negroes over there, them little thugs. But we were always strapped up like a batter. You know what I'm saying? So they wouldn't even bother with us. You know, all those with the gripping gripes hurled it. Buffalo Bullies, exactly. And you got to remember, that's why I say check out Jamil Samseed. He lets it tell, in his books, Don't Call My Dummy, and it still Don't Call My Dummy, No Dummy. It tells you the tribes who betrayed the original people, the black ones. Some of the Seminoles broke off. I hate that word. What's that word? I hate. Excuse me, that's so strong. I can't stand that word. What do they call themselves? Damn. A lot of these words are new. I don't like them. I've used them before, attempting to explain things, and it was kind of, I should have used the appropriate words. But, and niece, appreciate the donation, because I damn sure can use Big George. You already know, beloved. You know what time it is, man. You already know, man. And that's one reason why a lot of us became 49ers, because we learned the real history. We wouldn't have became 49ers. We've been like them some peck of wood, rednecks. I'm still explaining to Pelskins that rednecks in origin was a compilation of light-skinned and black people, not Native Americans. The original Redskins, we wore scarves around our necks. Some people, when I was growing up, were still holding that with white and one pants leg up, Masonic, right? The left, I think, and my father, all of them, they were rednecks. Red scarf or white scarf. It had died out after the Vietnam Korean War, when the majority of them started dying out. Then all of a sudden, these new Pelskins who came on this land started calling themselves redneck, carrying out rebel flag, because you know what they did, right? The Fighting 18, all of them, they removed, there was 12 stars for 12 tribes. They removed and put the 13th one and removed our battle cannons for the Star Force. This is factual. And the AI is their little devil, their god, or whatever. You can't make this stuff up, man. Well, they did, but you just can't make it up. And us not being citizens, the police really ain't supposed to intervene, but now we need them. And we have good guys. One is retired, and Frank, whatever, he's helped us, and there's many others. that have helped us. Frank Serpico was protected by certain black witch card for a while. A lot of people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? I just want people, I would just like for people to actually find the real history. You know, do their best. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to dismiss. We have a lot of Zios here that came from California. They came here in droves, just like they went to, like they're in Jersey, like they're in New York. They went to Texas. They went all these different places, and they're being watched. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to I know that's right. We don't even worship ourselves. We establish ourselves when we move on the principles of who we are. And that's all I want to see our people do, and stop being dismissed by dismissive individuals who think they know but don't really know nothing, you know? And it's not to conquer, to take, it's not even about that. It's to carry on in our life and our truth and stand our grounds as who we really are. And the fact is, most are royalty. When somebody said, if you watch the song, what about the Kaisers? That's my family's name on the German side. Kaiser, Klein, Schaust. Like, look them up. On the other side, Lee, Wrights, Branch, the Clintons, and so on. You can't hide this stuff. You know? When I told people James was a surname, they was like, what do you mean? A last name. They was like, what do you mean, James? Yes, William James, Buford James, Bob James. That's right. How did it become a first name? I don't know. Go into that Bible of yours. Figure it out. Manipulation to throw away and throw off something that once existed and change the whole narrative completely. We didn't have no 4 and 5 names in our who we were. We had nicknames out the yam. All right, out the yam. One of my nicknames was Jimmy Mac. You know, and then Little Indian Jim. I mean, literally. Home on the shoulder. You know, Red Wolf. My great grandmother. There goes my little home on the shoulder. I say that and got knocked in my mouth in school. Backhand. But you don't say that shit around here. Miss Winston was the terror on me, bro. But she was only, in her head, she was protecting by beating the truth out of us so we wouldn't walk around getting hurt. Our people are still getting hurt to this day. Or cannibalized. Crazy stuff. You know? I mean, do the research and you'll be amazed at what you find. You know what I'm saying? King James. Exactly. I told you I went to his castle. Dude took out white gloves and showed me a book, and I said, who's that black dude? Oh, that's King James. How come, man? He just went. And that's when I had to go and drink the 12 and all the little things I had to do. And I bet the 90-year-old Masonic woman and the 80, yeah. It's a big whole thing. Like, and I was like, damn, I'm probably the last one. I'm older than dirt sticks, you know what I'm saying? And it was crazy how all the people came out of nowhere. I don't know, maybe they were sitting up like Highlanders up in the hills right there, and they came down waiting for me, for them to ring the bell. Because when I drink it, they rung a bell, and all of a sudden, all these people came in through 3 doors. I was like, what the I thought they was coming in to call me up. I was going to fight till, hey, man, I was tipsy and twisted, but I had shepherd's pie in me, and I said, you know, and they hugging and touching my hair and putting their head in my head, and I was like, what is all this? Fuck it, let's drink, you know. And then they started telling me all kind of things, man. You know. I just wanted to bridge on that because a lot of people, we have an individual goes over to Facebook. Everybody on CIA book, they go over there and they think they're really doing something, and it's funny because they're getting all upset and angry. They're not mentioning names, but they come over here and watch it and don't say nothing. We're not Moors, and if you want to be a Moor, be a Moor. Go ahead, it's all right. You know. If you want to hold on to that, if that's your labyrinth of understanding, so be it. I'm not here to tell anybody what to be. But when it comes down, you're talking about the fact is, that's the reason why I read the stuff I read, and it wasn't even all of it. There's a plethora of information that alludes to and alludes from, away from. It's whatever you choose and whatever you accept. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, and it went off. I'm using the internet in the truck. Anyway, I hope it was informative. I hope that you can benefit something from it. Is it spinning? It was spinning, yeah. I had to turn the internet back on. But I hope that it was worth something. I hope you guys can make something of it. You know what I'm saying? It's actually more literature and I'll read it, when we get to that point. But I want to go work out and then I want to get back before I rest and I want to read a little bit. I have to set lights up and everything. Um, they're going to probe, they're going to keep probing and they're going to keep doing things. And I don't care. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, if you're going to use the justice system, make sure that you're aware of the individuals you're dealing with. Most people are very unaware. They don't know they're going to pull out more things, talk law stuff. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say, look, I'm going to let them know I'm authoctonus and I ain't your citizen to the corporation. I've worked in the military like all my relatives do because we're fighters and it doesn't matter how we work, but it is, part of who we are. And we're no more harm. We're not, look at the Amish. Their babies come in this world. They don't have none of the problems that our kids are having. They're being shot up with all that shit. I just want to reach out and stop harming the young ones. They don't care about them. All right. I do. All right. I care about the younglings. They don't. Okay. So those are my main points of existence. Leave ours alone before it's too late. That's it. Leave our history alone. Stop it. But see, if they do that, then they have to omit and they have to be honest. Well, the truth and all the sincerity of it is out there. Most people in this world actually know the truth. It's just that a lot of people don't want to accept it because then it feels like it writes them off. How can I write you off if you exist? Your narrative might not be the same as it should be, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But anyway, I tuned in late, sending vibrations of peace and strength to you and others here. Well, I appreciate that, fam. That's Big Jerry, y'all. It's one of my kinfolk grew up with. Yeah, see it for what it is, man, and stop allowing everybody else to tell you who you are and what you are. The ones telling you who you are and what you are don't even know who they are or what they are. You know what I mean? Now, they're good ones. I like some of the UFC fighters that are doing what they're doing, Jake Shields and some of the other ones. Diaz, the comedian guy. There's a lot of individuals who know our truth, and they will say what they got to. Not just Bonacci and all those guys. There's a lot. All right. And I hope people respect those people with the quality of information to share and to tell, as it should. A lot of them has attention now, but the truth is felt. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look, let me get in here. I'm sweating. I'm a little warm. Let me go walk for maybe 5 minutes and get it in. I'm working this few body parts, get out and wash my ass and I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all. If you want to throw some change in the witch card, awesome. But other than that, y'all have a grand evening and the rest of your day. All right? And you already know. I'm not here to stop nothing. I don't think a lot of us are here to stop anything other than messing with our people. That's it. Let our people be. And if you're in Florida and them places and are getting up close to the highlands of Georgia, get out while you can. That's all I'm going to say. Because they tell you everything before they do it. That's all I'm going to say. Peace.